Virgo, anything you noticed on the table that I'm noticing right now? The Lovers card. All right, Gemini is represented by this card. So you could be dealing with a Gemini or have Gemini placements in your chart. But last month I talked about, a twin flame energy. And this month I'm feeling very succinct, like it's moving in that same direction. Some of you may be like, hell no, or I haven't heard from them. I get it, but let's see what this month has to offer. But again, your theme of the month is the Lover's card. There's nothing wrong with that, right? It's love, it's duality, it's feeling emotion, a connection, a physical attraction, a passion. So, legitimately, I feel like if you're not connected with this person, if you're not talking to them, that connection is still very, very much alive, or could be, okay? Then you open your current position coming into the month. This is the Page of Wands. If you've seen my reads before, this is the ultimate contact card. This is a spark, a curiosity, a confidence. This is when somebody is going to open up. So if you are not in contact with this person, or they haven't gotten in contact with you at any point recently, I firmly believe you will be in contact. And some of you, I think, have already had that contact come through. This is it's almost like the connection is no longer in the raw. Does that make sense? Like there's no longer the anger, the grief, the sadness, the things that you go through. This is just something that's building up to this moment. Like I keep hearing, it's all been building up to this, or it's all been growing towards this. And maybe it's going to be a bang out end of the year. Maybe it's going to be a banner end of the year where, here in the US, it's the holidays. In other, countries, people are celebrating different occasions, or it's different seasons. Basically, something is coming. It's growing. It's building. You've known it. You can feel it. It's about to bubble over. The next card you have is how you're feeling coming into the month. Yeah. Okay. So you have the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is resting, happiness, a first completion. They're taking the next step. Virgo, as much as I'm going to get comments of people going, fuck this, I don't want that person, blah, 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 blah. You're watching this video for a reason. There's a glimpse of hope for a reason. You know it, I know it. And you can deny it, it's fine. And for a lot of you, there may still be some anger issues, but I feel like you're surpassing that. If you haven't already, I feel like you're coming to this cliffhanger of, look, shit happens. Yeah, there was an ugly period, but do I want this person back? Do they want me back? I feel like maybe this person is actually going to come through with an offer or some sort of proof that they're going to make you the top of their agenda, their priority, something amazing here. Because even if you're not in contact, you're still thinking about the house, the kids, the marriage, the partner, the fur babies, whatever it is for you, whatever you wanted, that's still on your mind. Could it be with somebody else? Absolutely. But the vibe I'm getting here is no, that you still foresee some sort of future with this person. I think the bigger question is, how do we get there? Or how do we begin again? How do we spark that conversation? There's been anger and finger pointing and ugliness before. And I feel like you're coming into this month going, okay, we don't need that now. Like, this is unnecessary. What are we doing here? The next card is your distant past. Over the past 5-10 years, could be throughout your childhood. You have the Two of Pentacles. This is about balance, priorities, changes, making a certain person a priority. And I'm going to say, Virgo, I think that this is somebody long-term in your life. Now, for some of you, it's not as short-term, but there was a deep connection from the beginning. The Two of Pentacles makes me feel like this person balances you out. Why do I feel like I want to dig my toes in like the sand or the grass and feel at peace? Yeah, there's been some fucked up stuff. I'm not saying there hasn't been. I'm not saying that they've been perfect or that you've been perfect. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying there's a peace here. Can you feel it? Like, I literally feel this overwhelming peace. When I see the Two of Pentacles, it's like, for the longest time, you've wanted balance. For the longest time, you've wanted some sort of, security, some sort. And I feel like all of a sudden, maybe you've retracted and realized, oh my gosh, I could actually have it with this person. Or this is somebody that I really, really thought that I would have that balance with. And maybe there were judgments or overthinking or fights or insecurities or abandonment issues. There's things here that are just literally soaking in, going, okay, the Two of Pentacles is what you're looking for, is balance. And maybe you recognize that even with the struggles and even with some of the things that have gone on, there is an inner peace when things are really good with this person. Okay, the next card you have is your immediate past. So over the past 2 weeks, past month or two, you have the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is somebody who's searching for something. They're looking for the truth. They're looking for the story. They're wondering what's going on. So either you guys have not been in contact, or, and for some of you, you haven't been in contact at all. You're not connected on social media. There's been no communication as far as phone, texting, etc. But the Page of Swords is either you or them saying, you know, I wonder what this person is up to, or I'm in a really good place. I hope they're in a really good place, or there's some sort of forgiveness here. Now, for some of you, this is not going to be like, hey, I'm interested in getting back together. This is going to be more of a, I've been looking at what you're up to lately. And I feel like they're kind of watching like your social media, not stalkery, not anything, but more of a kind-hearted. There's something very, just gave me the chills. That was weird. There's something very kind about this energy. In Virgo, I'm going to be honest, I don't get that in a lot of reads. There's a lot of back and forth with a lot of different signs, and even your sign, there's been plenty of that. But there is some sort of forgive me, or let's make amends, or was it really that terrible? There's something here with the Page of Swords where I feel like they're seeking you out, going, and some of you are going, woulda, shoulda, coulda. Like, okay, you had your chance, you lost it. Okay, good, whatever. All right, well, now you're single, and then reconciliation, none of that applies to you. But the Page of Swords is definitely somebody who's looking over the situation and wondering, hey, Virgo, what are you up to? What have you been doing? But in a very mild-mannered way, okay? The next card you have is your distant future. So over the next few months, and you have the Ten of Cups, okay? The Ten of Cups, family, peace, joy, building up to all the things that you've wanted for a long, long time. Virgo, I'm sorry, but I have a hard time saying, I want to just be like, could you deny this connection now? Again, I'm not saying this is going to come in like butterflies and rainbows and somebody's, you know, like got a tub full of Skittles. But literally the Ten of Cups is like, hey, saying there's a passion here. There's a connection here. There's a future here. There's a legacy here. There's something here connecting you guys that is undeniable. And maybe at some point in time, you were not able to acknowledge it, accept it. You were not able to overcome their faults. They were not able to overcome your faults. But there's like a coming together here, a meshing. It feels very connected right now. The next card you have is your, see? Okay, whatever. I know you're going to be in there in the comments like, blah, 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 but that's okay because I see it. And, you know, hurt happens to all of us. But if this is somebody who's your twin flame, who's the connection, who gives you that peace, then maybe you need to bite the bullet. Maybe they need to bite the bullet. You have the Six of Cups, which is your immediate future. So throughout the month of November, the Six of Cups is reminiscing. This is a classic reconciliation card. The Six of Cups is reminiscing about something in the past, meditating, looking back, but looking back happily. So the anger, the judgment, the finger pointing is subsiding. And for some of you, you're going, no, Dark Cloud, that's not true. It's still here. It's still plain as the day on my face. Like they're plain as the day on my face, the nose on my face. Like there's something here though, Virgo, that you know that's undeniable, or they know that's undeniable, because the Six of Cups is examining something, but you know, all those stages of pain, the grief, the sadness, the anger, all those, there's something overwhelmingly gentle here this month. The next card you have is anything tangible that's going to happen throughout the month. Could be the beginning, middle, end. Could last for a day, a week, etc. You have death. Death is not a scary card. Death is actually a beautiful card. This is also Scorpio's card, so you could be dealing with a Scorpio or have Scorpio placements in your chart. Death is a rebirth. It's a transformation. It's a change. I feel like there's a rebirth coming for you. Like solidly here, you've got communication, you've got lovers, you've got the Ten of Cups, which is family, joy, peace, anything you could want. The Six of Cups, which is reminiscing, looking back, missing somebody. You want these amazing things. So there's a rebirth coming, or some sort, and maybe there's actually a physical birth. Maybe there is somebody's pregnant or wants to get pregnant, or maybe there's going to be, it's really weird. They said jump back in. Like even if you've been separated for like 10 months, for whatever reason, they're saying it's like divine timing. Like now is the time where you could jump right back in and be ready for the plans you made, the house, the marriage, the kids, the fur babies, whatever it is for you. It feels like it's almost like the water's warm. We can jump back in. We've gotten out of the, tumultuous times, and now we're in a calmer sea. The next card. So I feel like this is them reaching out and maybe saying, all those things we wanted. Now, be careful. For some of you, I was just about to say, for some of you, you're going to be like, it's too good to be true. And fuck, I pulled that card. But this is how you're feeling throughout the month. So these are some energies or some thoughts that you could have. This is not what's going to happen or anything that's, physically coming on. But it's a 5 of coins, which is sadness. It's a poverty. It's a grief. It's a sense of loss. So there may be a feeling when they come back in. I feel like this person is going to almost charge forward. Like whatever we wanted, Virgo, whatever we thought about doing, whatever we thought we were going to do, we're going to do it. Like we're ready. Like let's do it. We're on the same page. We've both figured out a lot of things, but don't let that 5 of Pentacles creep in, because it's the only card in here that has any like not negative, but not so nice connotation. This is some sort of grief. Now it's interesting because I said that they were looking like at your social media, wondering like, are you dating? Are you whatever? Again, this card represents that too. They're kind of like, I shouldn't have let this person go. I'm missing you. But it's weird because internally you're feeling very similar. You've kind of wondered what they're up to. But this, I feel like, is a reflection of them coming in, having some sort of communication, maybe seeing some things that come off a little, how do I say this? Saying some things that come off a little, I don't want to say too good to be true. They're like, I'm picturing it in my head. Okay. Almost like a knight in shining armor, even though that's not realistic. Does that make sense? So they may come in flamboyant, like, oh, and I miss you and let's get married. And you're kind of like, whoa. Okay. Slow down. That's a little too good to be true. So you might fall into this a little bit where you're like, I don't know, because, we went through this before and it didn't work out. Don't backpedal, Virgo. Not with this going on. Don't backpedal. Don't ruin the cycle, because this cycle is good. The next card you have are your hopes and fears, the outcome. Well, your fear is, and you have 2 5s here, so 5s could be significant, but you have the 5 of Wands, which is chaos, priorities, just trying to balance things out. Okay. The 5 of Wands. And again, this is hopes or fears to the outcome. So this is internal as well. And this tells me that like your fear is, is there competition still? Maybe there was a third party situation before. Maybe they couldn't commit, whatever it is. The 5 of Wands is saying your fear is competition or chaos, but that doesn't mean it's coming true. In fact, I feel like you have the choice and ability this month, and for the remainder of the year, I feel like, Virgo, you have the ability to make your reality come true. But you've got to watch this type of energy, the worries. I feel like for a lot of you, you've already been through the thick, right? You've already been through the shit. You've already marched the trenches. So you can handle this, but don't sabotage it before it comes on. The next card you have is your outcome for the month, if it cooperates. And you have the Queen of Swords. Okay, so this makes sense. The Queen of Swords is somebody who is very wise, full of clarity, very honest, but she can also be very critical. This is where I'm saying, Virgo, just be careful. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to sabotage anything, but don't get into the mindset of, okay, but we still have to figure everything out right now. Let the romance flow in. I know. You guys are going, but I went through this before and they blah, blah, blah. And I know.